balance keeping this circle of friends and family, partners, but then also you're very visible people.
I think in this type of position, you have to do double the work to make sure that like you're not forgetting about those that were there before all of this began. So like as an example, like I do a bad job in LA when I'm out here, but on the East Coast, like every day around between 1 and 2, like I have to call my mom. It's just something that happens. She goes into work at like 5 o'clock. She gets off at 10. So I'm just like, yo, that quick 2-3 minutes, I just know what it does for the other person. So it's also that with your regular friends as well. It's like you almost have like a secondary job in making sure that you're obtaining those friendships, because again, you never want to be that person that switched up. So again, it could be considered unfair, but that's just what it is when you decide to go down these journeys of being more or less a public figure.
It's all a balance thing. I almost sort of like embrace it almost. Like for me, it's a blessing because all my close friends, we all make content together. All my boys are in Faze with me, so it's that's the easy part. As far as like relationships and parents and stuff like that, I almost embrace it. Like for my pops, like I'll have him involved, like he's gone on stream before, just cause so it's relatable, and that's who I am. I want to tell people like what you're going through, I went through the same thing. You know, as a relationship, I make it kind of public on my stream because I want people to see like it's okay to be in a relationship. It's okay to have, you know, to be in love almost. So I almost kind of embrace it. I'm still trying to learning like where to, you know, reveal things and not show things, but for me, I try to make it all, embrace it.
I feel like for me, like I always keep a super small and selective group of people around me. I've made amazing friends from the internet and from streaming. But when it comes to my family though, I am extremely protective over them. I don't show my family, I don't show my husband, you know, unless they're comfortable with it, but I really don't broadcast it. I just feel like I chose this life, but they didn't necessarily choose this life. And not everyone, you know, finds it so easy to be so public facing or be on camera all the time. Sometimes I myself struggle with being on camera all the time, so I try to protect them in that way. Also, people on the internet are crazy, and the last thing I want to see is somebody talking about my mom, because I'm serious about my mom, so yeah.
So that, I mean, just as a content creator, I think just understanding what comes with the position that we're in. And I have a very tight circle when it comes to business. I have a very tight circle when it comes to me not wanting to talk about gaming, airsoft, whatever, and I just want to chill. And also, just touching back home, you know, keeping the parents in tune, keeping the family in tune, keeping your day ones that were here before you even started your journey in tune as well. So that's really what it's been for me as well. It's just kind of, you know, showing love to the loved ones that were here before it popped off, and making sure every circle kind of gets what they need to get. So.
And when it comes to your circle, you know, it's not just family and friends, it's also the people you have on your team, your manager, your agents, determining who you select for your team, who you select as an agent and manager. Like, what is that process like?
I'll start real quick. I just want to hear what y'all got to say, because I'm in that process right now. So I'm all ears.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I'll embrace that too. I'm all ears. I want to hear this.
For me, I feel like the process was kind of different. My team now, Loaded, they actually had an accelerator program. I was one of the 2 creators that got selected to be signed by them. And honestly, like, I love them so much. Like, they're super dope. They understand me. They're not going to shortchange me or cut me short. I will say it did take a little bit of time for me to let go and let them manage me, because as a content creator, we're so used to doing everything ourselves. And again, like, I want to know what's going on with these contracts and with these deals, and you know, but they were super understanding of that, and yeah, they're dope. Shout out to Loaded.
And I was gonna say, like everyone up here, it's a little bit different in the sense that I don't have as an individual representation, but when it comes to like building our team, we just brought on like our 17th team member full-time at Community about a week and a half ago. One of our first 2 hires was like right out of college. The second she graduated, we gave her like, yo, we want you to come work with us, because it was like you saw that young energy, you saw the potential. But for me, building the right people around us is ones that believe really in the mission, right? As long as everyone is okay with the fact that, you know, we are utility players and that we're in a very fast changing industry, that's what's most important to me, like as the organizational founder.
For me, there was 2 aspects to it as far as building the team. Obviously, you have like the managers and the agents, and then obviously for content creators, as a side is, you know, the editors and people who can help you with that, you know, GFX and stuff like that. For me, as far as like editors and stuff like that, it was more so I got to a point where I just couldn't edit my videos anymore. I never had any time, and it was it's just too time consuming. And so I went and found one who was recommended to me by a friend, and I said, how much do you want? Like I always ask people, like, how much are you worth? Tell me your worth, and I'm gonna pay you double. I'm gonna work hard for you. I'm gonna get you a bunch of videos to edit, but you gotta bring the same energy as far as like, you're gonna edit these videos on time. And it's the same thing as far as an agent and a manager. Like, I'm gonna grind really hard, and if you're not matching that same energy, it just won't work out. So it has to be a balance for that.
Yeah, I put a tweet out where I was like, most people don't need agents or managers, they need better time management skills.
Yeah.
What was that point when you realized, I need a team, I need an agent, I need a manager, I need this, and that? How do you know when you actually need it versus like when you don't need it, you just need to improve yourself?
For me, the situation was, I was friends with a couple other content creators. We had our circle, you know, and I remember there was this one guy who had came in and he was talking about like a deal he had got. And I remember I was like, I was on the same level as far as like content creation wise, number wise. I was like, damn, why I got that? You know what I mean? I think that's when I was like, okay, let me find, you know, as far as like getting an agent and stuff like that.
For me, I definitely work with a lot of brands, and while I was trying to kind of manage everything on my own, it was hard to kind of juggle everything. Another big thing with working with all of these brands and companies, these contracts, if you don't read the fine print, they are going to try to take whatever they can from you. Recently, I had a deal presented to me by a super big company, and it was a year-long deal, and the pay wasn't that great, and they had all of these deliverables. And it was my manager that said, hey, also they're trying to own all of your content, not just for what you do sponsor with them, but for everything you put out on every single platform. I'm like, no, but I feel like on my own, I wouldn't have picked that up in the contract. That's not even something that you're kind of trained to see unless you do this for a while, but I feel like still it can easily go under the radar. And also, why are they only offering X amount of dollars for all, and they still want all of your content on top of that? It's almost like they realize what you're worth, that's why they want all of your content, but they don't want to pay you for it.
Insulting.
At the end of the day, contracts are meant to help those who actually give the contract. It's in their benefit, it's not in your benefit. And that's why you get a lawyer, because they will make sure that it's fair game. Now, we like to end every episode with actionable tips that people can actually take and use to start their launching points. What would you give in terms of advice for creators to get noticed? To get noticed by esports orgs, to get noticed by companies? Like, what can they do to better prepare to get noticed?
I think, to be honest, to not try and worry about getting noticed. I think the best thing to do is finding a group of people, a circle who are doing the same thing as me, and you guys can kind of grow together. But I wouldn't really worry about, especially if you're starting off, trying to get noticed by anybody. I mean, it's 100% great to go for like a phase 1 challenge, like, because it pushes your content creation abilities. But understand, if you don't make it, the world doesn't end. You know what I mean? You just keep going.
Talking about a phase 1 challenge, I'm currently in that right now. I'm in the top 100, and just these past 2 months of me being involved in that alone has opened my eyes so much as a content creator. I come from a pretty like niche market with airsoft. Branching into gaming, it was almost like I'm so new here. What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? You know, do I play Call of Duty? Do I do this? And I stopped worrying about that, and I just started to be myself. And being myself in airsoft has brought me far, so being myself in gaming has brought me opportunities. For any other creators out there, stay true to yourself, but also set realistic goals and do your best to reach those. Because I did that for myself, I've reached those goals, I'm still grinding it out today. Chris was just on my head, like, bro, why aren't you uploading more consistently? But, you know, using that as an example, set those goals for yourself. Now I'm setting goals to upload more consistently. So you just gotta be real with yourself, and stay on the grind.
Yeah, I mean, I have to piggyback off of everything. I know we say this all the time, like, be yourself, but no, you really do have to be yourself, especially in, you know, this industry where it's so easy to see someone else's success and try to copy their work that they're doing. and think like, okay, well, where's my money? Where's my sponsorships and this and that? But no, you really have to be who you are. And I also feel like in that same token, gaming and streaming in industry is oversaturated in a way. I mean, it's so easy to, you know, log onto these platforms and see everyone playing the exact same game. It's also what can you do to stand out from everyone else? What is so different about your content that there's 10 different creators playing the exact same game, but no, they're coming to your channel for what reason? So it's also kind of thinking about creating that experience. Again, like, it's okay to grab inspiration from other people, but like, don't copy them. Don't do exactly what they're doing. How can you make that your own? So yeah, be who you are.
Also, don't be naive as far as like what the audience wants or what people want to watch. I think it's all 50-50. It's what you truly enjoy, like what is about you, but also 50 understanding like where's a lane I can tap into, you know, don't just be like, I want to be myself, but like you do your content, but no one's watching. It's a 50-50. So finding a way to be yourself, but also attacking a lane where it's people want to watch.
Absolutely.
I think have to have a real reason as to why you're starting, right? The reason that you're starting can't be because the next person started. And I think a couple
Not
people
money.
know.
Don't
Yeah,
let
right.
it be
Because
A lot of
You're
people
gonna be disappointed.
Stop before you started.
Exactly. I'm an HBCU alum, and so is my business partner. HBCU esports was birthed out of the fact that we were talking crap in the office that my school was better than his school at Call of Duty. And we literally set up a scrimmage, and then that birthed it into what is now our league. So one thing I always say, like for people that want to get on the business side, is just start. Our big thing I always have on my social media is like, stick to the plan is working. One of my favorite books, The Alchemist, talks about like a kid on a journey that unintentionally meets all of these people because he's so intentional about where he wants to go. So have a plan, stick to the plan, your plan will work.
Yes, have a plan. Small wins, when they add up, end up being big W's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You gotta be patient and go for all of them. Now, the most important thing is you have to start. If you don't start, you can't even get your W's. You're gonna be sitting at home on your couch or something, I'm gonna say thank you to every single one of you. I always like to do a little cheers, because we have to appreciate our wins. We have to appreciate the journey we're on. And more importantly, we have to appreciate it together. So, cheers to every single one of you. Thank you to my guests for joining me today, and thank you to all the viewers for watching Launching Point. Drop in the comments section, what's your launching point? Until next time, I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
This episode of Launching Point is brought to you by Doritos Solid Black. Doritos Solid Black is about bolstering the voices of Black Changemakers. Shout out to Doritos.